Hi, this will be the second steel test of the day. Hopefully this one could fit on more of a positive note. We are testing right now 01 tool steel. So 01 is a very popular steel in the custom bushcraft knife world, and also in the fixed blade world in general. So 01 is a tool steel. It's an old steel recipe, a bit like A2, been around for ages, but because it is highly variable in how you can heat treat it and how you can implement it, it still finds great wide-ranging use today and still sells, in premium price knives without a worry at all. Don't mind that I've just sanded off the work sharp marks. I just couldn't. This knife is too pretty. I'm going to obviously do a better job of it later. This knife is too beautiful to have work sharp grind, plastic drag lines all over it. This is a Tindall Knives, I think Lost River Bushcrafter, I believe. Sorry man if that's wrong. I got this knife yesterday and it is gorgeous. And it is very well ground, and it has got a very keen edge on its 01 tool steel. So we are going to see how much the 01 will cut before it stops cutting. As usual, I've gone and put a work sharp edge on this, which on a fixed blade knife I'm quite happy with because it's a good durable edge. You don't have any problems with a work sharp edge on a blade like this. It does everything you need it to do and is rather resilient. So work sharp edge on it until it no longer slices paper. As usual, we are cutting the sisal rope. That's the piece that the last knife had a go at as it was lay dying. We're going to cut it until it no longer cuts, seeing if it can beat like the standards, like the 1095, I guess, that you find in a lot of your fixed blade knives that are slightly lower priced. So let's see how it goes. So that's 109 passes on the rope until it's pretty much not slicing the paper. It did a couple of glides, but then most of them are just stops and crunches and rolls. So that's a pretty good result for 01 steel, given that it's a very old steel, and it's a significant enough markup on 1095 to sort of see why you do pay a little bit more on 01. Perhaps if you're just looking at edge holding at the very least. Again, this is just one version of 01 steel. This steel, your older steels generally, my results are probably less. You can probably set your watch to them a little bit less. There'll be someone who heat treats 01 up to 62 somewhere that makes it last till 200. There'll be someone who does it to 57 somewhere that it would stop at maybe 60 or so, just for different purposes. It's a pretty versatile steel. Tindall estimates 59 to 60, so there you go, 109 passes on that. So if you compare it to the 1095, both from Schrade and SC, that's did about the mid-70s range, it's a definite little step up from there. So, but then you think about 3V, which is quite a bit further down the list at 198, I reckon, and you see like there is still some improvement by the powder metallurgy process and whatnot. So there you go. Hope you found that interesting. 01 steel. I think that's pretty good for a fixed blade knife steel. Absolutely. Considering they have to do all sorts of, or be expected to do all sorts of other tasks as well, apart from just cutting fibrous materials. And a review of this gorgeous knife eventually, once I've taken it and used it on some adventures and such. So there we go. Sneak peek. See you later.